Africa is a continent full of beauty, culture, and most importantly, resources. It's no wonder why it's often called the motherland. And you might be thinking, why are we talking about Africa? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about how European powers scrambled to colonize the entire continent of Africa. Back in the 1800s, European powers started to get really interested in Africa. They had heard about all the riches that were there, and they wanted to get their hands on some of that action. At the same time, they didn't really want to sail all the way to Asia because that was too far, and they knew that the Americas were UNT gone. Nah, give them what they wanted. So they set their sights on Africa. By this time, most of Africa was still ruled by local chiefs and kings, but that didn't stop the Europeans from just taking it. They had diseases that the Africans had no immunity to, so that helped them out. But even if the Europeans hadn't had those advantages, they still would have taken Africa because they were just that desperate for resources. It all started when the British came into the picture. They were the first ones to realize the potential of this new continent, and they started to make moves. They sent missionaries and explorers to set up shop in Africa, and they even fought a couple wars with the Dutch to keep them from taking over the Cape of Good Hope. And then they went to the Berlin Conference in 1884 to tell everyone that they had basically colonized the entire continent. Now, other European powers weren't happy about this, but they couldn't really do anything about it, because the British were just too powerful. I mean, they had a navy that was literally circling the globe. So eventually, they all just agreed to let the British have Africa. But it wasn't all that easy. There was still a few African kingdoms left, like Ethiopia and Liberia, but they eventually got taken over too. And by 1914, the entire continent of Africa was under the control of European powers. So why should you care about this? Well, for one thing, it's just plain wrong. It's not okay to take someone else's stuff just because you can. And for another thing, it's kind of messed up what happened to Africa after colonization. The Europeans took all of their resources and left them with nothing. So yeah, that's why it's important to know about the scramble for Africa.